Hi, Coach Lauren here, and today I'm going to be talking about Chapter 4 in the Adult Emetophobia Manual in answering some common questions that come up as you're going through your manual. By the way, on page 51 is my favorite chart in the entire manual. This is such a helpful chart because it combines chapters 1, 2, 3, and 4 all together here and helps you become more internal and understand the connection between desire for control and your locus of control. This chapter unpacks the difference between wanting to feel in control of your life, which is actually a good thing, versus over controlling out of your fear. A lot of people have questions, especially with avoidance and safety seeking, because when you have emetophobia, you kind of have a fuzzy brain and it's hard to discern those things. Like, is this okay? Is this normal? Is this healthy? So I want to first talk about the two action activities towards the end of the chapter and just clarify any questions you guys might have about those. So the first one you'll find on page 61 is where you're going to put your challenges and your aims in the first section here. The goal of this is to make them so easy to obtain and that you're just absolutely sure that it's something you can do this week. So one of the big questions we often get as coaches is, does it have to be related to emetophobia? And the answer is no. So there are 4 boxes here. You could do either. I suggest a mix, maybe like 2 regarding your emetophobia and 2 regarding just something in general. I like to cook, so I often suggest something like learning a new dish for your family. Just something so achievable that you know you can get it done. So if you want to plant a garden like long term, it could just be something as simple as purchasing the seed and the items that you're going to need to set this garden up, but not the entire goal. Remember, you can get a separate journal for yourself where you can just continually do this, even on a weekly basis. The idea is to overcome any learned helplessness thinking style, and it really boosts your self-esteem. Why is this important? Because the opposite of thriving is learned helplessness. So for the steps to achieve the goal, you want to do 1, 2, 3, 4 kind of small steps, and then you want to make sure you process it. That is the most important part about this. You really want to reflect on the journey and what you've learned in order to achieve that goal. Remember, it's not about the outcome, it's about the journey. It's about what you've learned about yourself and how you've grown and changed and the things that you've overcome by doing this. So the next thing that you want to do has to do with your avoidance and safety seeking behaviors. I'm borrowing this little chart from the teen manual. If you look, you'll see that it says least scary to most scary. It's a very simple line here with arrows. I highly suggest doing something like this in a separate notebook when it comes to your list of 20 things that you're going to write out. So your avoidance and safety seeking would be things that you probably don't even realize that you're doing. Like when you're at the grocery store, if you take the cheese from further back instead of the one in the front because you think it's colder and safer, or if you're at a gas station getting a Slurpee and you want to get one of the lids, so you don't reach for the first one, you reach for the one in the back that less people have probably touched. All of those things are driving emetophobia. These are the things that we want to look at. So we don't do exposure therapy, but one of the first things you want to start doing is looking at your list from your least scary to most scary and start gently exposing yourself and challenging yourself to those things. And it's also a good idea to process these things. Every time you challenge one of them and you go expose yourself and you do them, remember, emetophobia is overcome in baby steps, not one huge leap. It has to be done in baby steps. So you do the hard thing, sit in the discomfort of it, and then you reward yourself. You've got to praise yourself and really recognize the achievement. So one thing that I have my clients do is page 60. I have them read it twice and really highlight it. It's so important for you to recognize that you have not been in the habit of giving yourself credit and even allowing yourself to look at the things that you've done. So it's as if you've gone to the bank with $1,000 and as you're about to deposit it, you've literally ripped it up or burnt it up. That's what it's like. You're not evidencing that challenge to your brain if you don't process it. So please get in the habit of being kind to yourself, of rewarding yourself, even if you do something small. Remember, these things do not have to be saving the world. They have to be tiny, achievable goals. Whether we're talking about safety seeking or your goal setting, it's the same thing, okay? When you process your goal, you have to celebrate your win, no matter how small. Say out loud something like, I did this. This is how you build your self-esteem and your coping skills. Remember, when it comes to avoidance and safety seeking, every time you avoid or try to over control something that scares you. You're just reinforcing this message, this belief to yourself. I can't handle this. Let's stop proving that lie to ourselves. It's just not true. Sometimes your avoidance and safety seeking is all up here. So for example, it's rooted in magical and superstitious thinking. So have you ever worn a specific outfit when you were sick, even when you were a kid, and you were like, I'm never wearing that again because what if? Or you're checking the clock at 11:11, or you have to change your radio station to be a certain number, or something bad is going to happen, like you might be sick if. The thing is, it gives a sense of false control, and it's just feeding that emetophobia voice in your head. Okay, let's talk about how coping skills are related. You can think of your coping skills like a battery, and when you avoid, you're draining them. But when you face those small things that you think are scary and you succeed, even just once, you are charging that battery back up. That self-belief, I can cope with hard things. I can do hard things. Emetophobia sufferers have been in this habit, usually since they were kids, of thinking that things that are uncomfortable or boring or not fun or unpleasant are dangerous or scary, or that they just have to avoid them. But that's not how life is. So taking these small steps is really important, and it will help you in so many other areas of your life to build that confidence, to build that belief in yourself. Avoidance can feel like control in the moment, but think of it like a trap, because you're letting the fear be in control, not you, not who you are, not what you want to do. It has the steering wheel of your life. It's saying to you, you can't go there, you can't do this. That's not safe. And at some level, I think we need to get a little bit angry and say, no, I want to do this thing. I want to go to the concert. I want to go on the cruise. And that can help drive overcoming, because you want to get your life back. This is your life. Don't let fear be in charge. So let's think of desire for control maybe more like a superpower, but when it's paired with high self-esteem and those good coping skills we just talked about. Think of entrepreneurs, influencers, CEOs, and remember, it's about being proactive, not about perfection. Do you think that you have a healthy desire for control? And if not, what are the steps that you're going to commit to build one?